Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate your patience here this morning on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, here for you on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both / Wake Up Call DT, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. You could check out the broadcast here with us worldwide, up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the world on these channels on YouTube, Facebook, and Podbean live Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And once the shows go live, they hop into the archive, and you'll find them on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. So, with that being said, we got a jam-packed show set up here for you today. Very excited. Inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. You will find, starting off here in just a moment, we'll have Kardiear Shepard, the offensive tackle out of Cicero, North Syracuse, who has committed to the Syracuse Orange, standing at 6'7" and weighing in at about 300 pounds. This offensive tackle special will be coming up for you here today on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, as we have the opportunity to share the stage with Syracuse continuing to recruit local. You know that Darian Williams, wide receiver and DB out of Christian Brothers Academy, has been on the show celebrating his commitment to Syracuse, as well as his teammate, offensive lineman Matthew Hahn, both coming in 2025 from CBA, and now yet another local offer, and you know how long I've been banging this drum. So yet another local offer from Syracuse and another local commitment, Kardiear Shepard, and that special will be coming up in just a moment. And in hour number 2, we will have a trio of Bearcat Breakroom specials. You know that we promise you one conversation with Binghamton University each week on Tuesdays at 10 a.m., and since we started not even 2 months ago, we have underpromised and over-delivered, and today you will have a trio of conversations from Binghamton University. Joining me together at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the Bearcat Breakroom, I will have 2 guests from women's lacrosse. They will be joining me simultaneously. That's Gabriella Meli as well as Bllosmi. And then at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll jump to men's lacrosse and be joined by Matthew Keegan of the Bearcats. So a trio of lacrosse players joining me today from Binghamton University, and we'll have women's lacrosse joining me simultaneously with Gabriella and Emma at the same time at 10 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, and followed at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time by Matthew Keegan. And of course, at the end of the show, we'll do the ingredients to success, as we always do on Tuesdays, proudly presented by the fantastic team at Avicolli's on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick step aside for a fast break and be back with our special with Kardiear Shepard right after this.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge, and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item, available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Welcome here to a very special Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora edition here as we celebrate recruiting locally in Central and Upstate New York. I'm here with Kardiear Shepard, Cicero North Syracuse offensive lineman. And once again, Syracuse has decided in this new era with Fran Brown to go to the local community, something that I've been talking about for probably a decade at this point. The importance of student athletes in our community, keeping them in our community, and having them at Syracuse University, and having Syracuse identify and appreciate all of the homegrown talent that's here. So it is my absolute pleasure and honor to celebrate Cardi today with his offer from Syracuse and commitment to Syracuse. Cardi, how are we doing today?
Hey, I was gonna say thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Cardi, I got to start things off here with the hair. What inspired the style, the color? Bring me into the hair.
Oh, actually, I just did this last night. I was just bored.
You're just bored, so
I
nice. So now you got orange going on and the dreads and all that. So you wanted to have this for your. I mean, is this something you've done before? Have you done CNS colors or no?
I dyed my hair blue before, and then blonde. This is really like copper.
Okay. So for you, having your own style, your own flavor, your own way, how would you describe Kardiear Shepard? What is Syracuse getting from the hair to the game to the personality? What's coming to Syracuse?
Um, I want to say like I think I'm gonna be good. It's just I know that I got a lot of people depending on me and stuff, and that I just want to show everybody what I'm capable of, and that's really it.
For you, you said you got a lot of people depending on you. Bring me into that a little bit deeper. Just what you feel is not just you going to college, not just you having this opportunity at Syracuse. What is the extension of that? Who's depending on you, and what is that atmosphere like?
Um, just it's like it's people, my friends, family, um, and then just everybody around me because I know a lot of people around in Syracuse and they all looking up to me uh to be great and make a name for myself.
As I said in the intro, Cardi, there's this reality that Syracuse University in the football program was not taking locally. Guys like Mike Washington, who was at CNS, ends up going to Buffalo. You go back in history to other guys that, John Phillips, who was an offensive lineman, goes to BC. Noah Jordan Williams goes to BC. There's a bunch of people. Latavius Murray goes to UCF, and so on and so forth, that were in this community but went elsewhere. What does it mean to you that Fran Brown and this Syracuse coaching staff wants to recruit locally and is actually putting their money where their mouth is, essentially, by saying they're going to look in the local community, and now you're the third commitment that they've had locally after giving offers out? What does that mean to you to be a part of a new Syracuse day where the university is recruiting locally?
I mean, I like it a lot because I feel like we got a lot of talent in Syracuse that nobody really look at. Uh, because like I don't know, I guess we're like a small town kind of, but I know it's a lot of good players out here that needs recognition, and so like I think that it's good for everybody, for Syracuse to look at us. So then now everybody else looking at us, and then we get more recognition from everywhere.
And for you to know that there's guys that have come through CNS that didn't get looked at by Syracuse, didn't get offers by Syracuse, do you feel like you're carrying a torch for Cicero North Syracuse itself to show that just a few minutes from campus at Syracuse, that over at CNS there is this talent? Do you feel like you're carrying something for the North Stars as well?
Uh, yeah, I do. I feel like that a lot of people are depending on me to um like bring stuff to the table, what I could do and show what I could do in the classroom and yeah, and just be a good man all around.
You're staying at 6'7", at least 300 pounds, a monster on the offensive line. You can't teach height, but obviously when it comes to weight and being able to move and having muscle and different things that you can do in what you eat and the nutrition that you have overall, and just what you could say about being 6'7", 300, what that does for you and how you're able to be agile as well.
Um, there's some advantages and disadvantages because like your body always hurting. You never really get used to getting so tall so fast, and so that's hard with mobility and stuff like that. But again, there's advantages like being taller than people is an advantage and you more strength and stuff like that. But overall, I like where I'm at right now. I don't think I want to get any more taller though, but I think I'm good where I'm at. And my mobility and stuff, I'm working on it right now. That's mostly what I'm working on because I'm so tall. And so like I'm doing yoga and stuff like that.
Well, and that's the thing, like you said, I mean, can't teach height. And like you said, you grew up so tall, so fast. Prototypical offensive line, we look at 6'7", and that's a great height, right, on the to have on the line. But like you said, there's disadvantages that come with it. How have you learned to use it as an advantage? Like you said, you're doing yoga, you're doing different things for your body. It's something we don't hear about a lot. People see 6'7" on paper as an offensive lineman, and they're like, wow, that's awesome. But they don't talk to the offensive lineman about how you're dealing with that, how you're dealing with how that growth spurt came so quickly. So, what is yoga doing for your body? How's that helping you? And is there anything else that you do to help you to adjust to the fact that you had such a quick growth spurt?
Um, so like when I do yoga, I would mostly focus on like my hips and ankle mobility because I need that when I'm bending and stuff like that. And so that really helps me out so I can get lower than more people because I'm so tall. So I'll be able to get low and have more leverage. And then like for eating, I eat a lot, and that's because I'm so tall and I'm big, so I have to eat a lot to get the right food in my stomach.
So, when you have this height and you have, be it 300 pounds on the line, like I said, when we see it on paper, this is huge for Syracuse. At the same time, for you, like you said, you got to get used to it. When you're on the offensive line and you're bigger than most other people you're going up against that are on the D line or that are coming obviously defensively to try and get to the quarterback, how have you adjusted to people that are smaller that try to take advantage of where you're putting your hands and what you're doing? So, how have you adjusted to the fact that, yeah, it's awesome that you have the height, but when people try to do something to get by you or try to break away because of where you're set and where your hands are set, how have you adjusted to that? How are you adjusting to that?
So last season I had usually my hands were kind of lower because of how tall I am, and so now like I'm trying to make sure I'm always staying low. That's the main part. That's what I'm working on right now. I gotta keep staying low and being more like I'm already fast for alignment, and
Yeah.
so I think that helped me a lot too, because I can move fast and like these people can get by me, so people can't get by me.
We know that on the field, pancakes are a thing. How many pancakes are you laying out there in a game?
In a game, I'll say around like 4 or 5 a game,
And
like 4 or 5 a game.
and
Depends on.
for you being an offensive lineman, is this something that you envisioned, Kardiear, when you started playing football? Were you always, like the taller kid? Were you always the bigger kid? Were you playing a different position? Did you want to do something else when you started playing football? How did you become an offensive lineman?
Well, first I didn't want to play offensive lineman at all. I didn't like it. I feel like, didn't really get no recognition and all that other stuff. But my coaches and everybody kept telling me like I could still make it to the league playing offensive lineman. So I just like said I'd give it a try, and I recently switched to offensive lineman like 2 years ago. And so I've been playing it ever since then. But I started off as playing wide receiver, and then I moved to defensive end, and and then I played tight end, and yeah, I was getting the ball and stuff like that. And then I played tight end all the way up till I think modified or JV, and then I stopped and switched to tackle.
So when you, like you said, when you had the opportunity to play wide receiver and tight end, you spoke about your footwork, you spoke about different things you could do. You also spoke about your feet, your speed. How has being a wide receiver and being a tight end helped you to have that speed, have that footwork, have that change of direction? How did those positions help you become a better offensive lineman?
Well, I don't really think that they helped me that much because I only played them for like a short period of time. So I box. I was doing boxing, and that's what really helped me with my footwork and all that other stuff. Just moving, staying light on my feet, and yeah, and be able to balance and all that, and my hand placement, and be able to punch fast and hard. That's what really helped me was boxing.
Speaking here with Kardiear Shepherd, who has committed to Syracuse on the offensive line. You said you originally didn't want to play offensive line because they don't get any credit, they don't get any love. When offensive linemen do their job well, we talk about the quarter. Well, I shouldn't say we because I like giving offensive linemen love, but the media talks about quarterbacks, they talk about running backs, they talk about receivers, they talk about tight ends. When the offensive line is doing what they're supposed to do, all the skill players get the love. How have you come to terms with the fact that that's how it is sometimes, that it's sometimes a thankless job? I mean, obviously, like you said, you can make it to the NFL being an offensive lineman. There's a lot of incredible offensive linemen. There's guys that have come through Syracuse that made it and made it as first round picks like Justin Pugh. So, what are your thoughts on it now? And the fact that sometimes it is unfortunately a thankless job coming from some people.
Well, offensive lineman I see is one of the most important jobs out there right now.
Yeah.
Because without an O line, you can't really do nothing. But nobody really sees that. They just think, oh, you're not scoring touchdowns or you're not getting sacks or nothing. So like you're not important. But I think we're really one of the most important people on the field. Because without us, you can't do nothing.
Yeah, and I think that that's the thing that needs to be talked about more in the media is the fact that those skill players only throw a pass or run the ball well or get that receiver, that tight end gets the ball out in the field because of what an offensive lineman has done to block and create those opportunities in a lot of ways. Blocking for passes, blocking for someone running the ball. Do you have a preference? Do you have a thought on which one you like more? Do you like the pass protection or do you like run blocking or both?
Um, I like pass protection, I think, more because it's like it's fun. I could do whatever I want because it's like a one on one. Usually with me, it's like a one on one, and I don't gotta like figure out. Oh, I don't gotta worry about where the running back's going or if he got it in my hip or something. I can just do what I got to do.
You think being a bigger guy out there on the field that at Syracuse, maybe there'll be times where teams will try to double team you and throw two guys at you to get around. Do you think that'll happen? And have you had experience with that?
Um, I didn't really have experience with that. But I think next year going into my senior year, I think people are going to try to do that. But yeah, I'll be fine. I got help. My my O line is good enough so I can help. They can help me.
And for you, right tackle, left tackle, do you have a preference of which side of the line that you're on? I know that I spoke with Sean Hickey about it, who played at Syracuse a few years back, and he had to play left tackle and right tackle due to guys being injured. He had to go back and forth, and he talked about standing in front of a mirror and just like setting his body and then transitioning his body and trying to get himself to do, all the things that he has to do, but doing it the other way. Do you have a preference on which tackle
Um,
position?
um, no, but preferably left because they make more money in the NFL. That's yeah. But I played right last year. Last year I played right. This year is my senior year.
Yeah.
So I got to play left tackle my senior year. And so I'm working on that right now as well, just trying to switch my stance up because it's like a whole different side.
Well, and like you said, I mean that, and it's the blind side of the quarterback, and arguably being the left tackle for a right-handed quarterback is one of the top three positions in football as far as how crucial it is, if not the top position, in my opinion, because of all the things that you create or don't create by how a tackle is going to play the game. So being left tackle going into your final season at CNS, like you said, you're trying to do exactly that, set your body and make sure that all your mechanics are right and all of that. What are you excited about in playing left tackle at CNS for your senior season and getting that experience and that opportunity and that game film as you get ready for Syracuse?
Um, Honestly, I'm just ready to have fun with my teammates. Just you know, going out there doing doing anything we could and just win and have fun. That's main goal right now.
And I know that there's been a coaching change at CNS for your head football coach. How have you transitioned from that? What do you think about your new head coach and your new leadership and what that's like going into your final season?
I think he's cool from when I was talking to him. He's very chill, laid back from my other coach. But I want to see him more like during games and stuff like that and see how he could what he could do during game.
Yeah, and speaking about Jim Ryan as your new head coach, you said he's more laid back. How would you describe his personality and his coaching style?
Um Probably like he's I don't know, he likes to watch and observe and he'll say some stuff, but mostly watch and observe.
So for you, Kardiear Shepherd here with me, committed to Syracuse. You're not the only person locally that they offered. Speaking of Syracuse University's football program, and you're not the only person that said yes. Darian Williams, a wide receiver DB from Christian Brothers Academy, and Matthew Hahn, an offensive lineman from Christian Brothers Academy. They were both offered by Syracuse. They both said yes. CNS and CBA have been playing for sectional titles. There's some heated games that go on there. What's it like knowing that the guys on the other side are going to be on the same side with you with Darian Williams and Matthew Hahn joining you at Syracuse in 2025?
Um I like it. I think it's gonna be good because I think we could just all, come together and like just represent Syracuse. And and I think that we can just show everybody that like what Syracuse is made of. That's basically it.
And Cartier, before I let you go, a couple pieces here. One of them being you got offered, and in less than a month after your offer, about 3 weeks after your offer, you committed to Syracuse. Why?
Um, cause I didn't really like want to wait. I did, but I didn't because I kind of knew where I wanted to go, but I still wanted to see like what more schools wanted to talk to me, and like I was just checking stuff out, and then my dad he got tired of going everywhere, and yeah, so I think I knew I wanted to go to Syracuse, so I just committed. And I like the coaching staff, all that. It's real good.
So, when you talk about the coaching staff, what coaches have you built a relationship with at Syracuse, and who was predominantly recruiting you?
Well, I built a good relationship with mostly all the coaches. But mostly Coach D, uh, the offensive assistant coach, and Coach Dale, both of them. And then Coach Omar. I so actually met him in a barbershop. We were getting a haircut and he was talking to me in the barbershop and he invited me up to an unofficial visit. And I got invited to an unofficial visit. I built a good relationship with Coach Fran too. He was just talking to me and stuff and just acknowledging me. And so that was good. Uh Also probably Coach Thomas. I built a good relationship with him too. He also invited me to a visit, and that's what got me my offer. So yeah.
And for you, like you said, so many different coaches you built a relationship with. How would you describe this coaching staff at Syracuse? What's their personality like? What's the dynamic like? What's the environment like that you were around when you went up for the visit?
They're full of energy, a lot of energy. They have like they'll be real with you. Like if you messing up, they'll tell you that you're messing up. Uh, and I think that's really it. That's what I really like about it. Like energy, or they just bring good. is everybody is just having a good vibe.
When you went up for the visit, there was media there because I think that was the day that I was up there as well. So there was a ton of people. There was media, there was a bunch of recruits, there was alumni from the Syracuse football program there. What was that like to be in that environment and that atmosphere when you're at a Syracuse practice and for spring ball and there was just people everywhere?
Uh, it was like kind of shocking. It was cool though at the same time. It was like, oh, it's like a lot of people here, and so I was just, I was just shocked
You
because
know,
like how fast everything was moving and like what they were doing.
did you spend some time looking at the offensive line drills and being over there? I know I was there behind one of the sleds just watching that. Did you spend some time over there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I definitely spent some time over there, like what they were doing. Like the coaches from over there and how they were coaching.
And for you, I mean, you're standing at 6'7", so it's hard to miss you there when people were walking by. Did you have anybody come up and talk to you and say hello and stuff? I mean, were people kind of like noticing that you were out there, or did they leave kind of
Yeah, yeah. The coaches were saying what's up to me, greeting me. Um, the just most of the staff was really nice, and uh, they were bringing me in and stuff like that.
So you said yes to Syracuse. You got another season to play football. Is this commitment done 100%? There's no going back. What are your thoughts on it? Because we've seen in the world of the transfer portal and all these things that people give their words, they change them. So are you committed? Is this a done deal? Did you tell all the other schools, hey, thanks, but this is where I'm at? Or where's your stance on it?
Yeah, I think I'm committed to Syracuse. Well, yeah, I know I'm committed, but I do if they like switch, like say something happens and coaching staff's not there or something like that, then I might decommit. But other than that, I think um I'm staying at Syracuse.
Coming from Kardiear Shepherd here from CNS, committed to Syracuse for 2025. We're going to do something called Rapid Fire as our final piece here, Kardiear. So you get to put me on the hot seat. I get to do the same with you. It could be football, sports, literally anything. It could be music, movies, TV. We can ask each other any question in the world. It's to help get to know you, and it's to let you ask questions because once you step into college, they're going to be asking you the questions. So let's go back and forth with this. What's your first question for me?
Um, what got you into doing what you do now?
What got me into doing what I do now? I love telling stories. I love making people laugh. I love learning about people. I love helping people to feel seen and appreciated and valued. So, really, it starts with my belief in God and it continues with my comedy, my joy in spreading positivity and just bringing people together and letting you be seen. You know, the huge things for me is that, and this has been really important to me, is that I was born and raised in Central and upstate New York, and I'm a Syracuse kid. So when I don't see the spotlight on Syracuse student athletes in Central and upstate New York student athletes, I take that personally. And I've gone to bat for people like yourself anytime, anywhere, any place because I want to have that appreciation here in the community. And it's breaking, it breaks my heart when I see people go from Beeville and West Jenny and CNS and CBA and not get offers from Syracuse and opportunities. And I really fought and banged that drum. And Rob Drummond can speak to that as well because him and I have done so much work together over the last decade. So really, I'm in this for all the reasons I said, but I want you to know that wherever you would choose to go, my biggest thing was making sure that student athletes of all sports got looked at here and that people knew who Kardiear Shepherd is and who Matt Hahn is, who Darian Williams is, and so on and so forth, because I believe that you guys should have the same opportunity as anybody else. So my question for you, Kardiear, is if you came out on the field to one song and one song only this season at CNS, what's the song and why?
Hey, what's this song? Hey, hey, that's a hard question. Can I just give like a culture song, like a genre or
Whatever you want,
something?
yeah.
Probably. I'll probably listen to like I'll probably put on some Jamaican music.
Jamaican music, all right.
Yeah.
So that, like you said, culture-wise, is that part of your heritage?
Um, Not that I know of. I don't know it for real. But I just like, like the bass and like how like the moves and stuff like that. I just like Jamaican music a lot.
So connecting to that culture and that vibe and that. So do you listen to like some of the stuff? There's a movie that just came out recently. Did you go and see One Love or have you seen it with Bob Marley?
No.
Do you like Bob Marley?
Yeah, I like Bob Marley, but I didn't really watch it because I don't know. It's just not my type of movie.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
I can say on my Pandora I got Bob Marley as well, so you might want to check out and see a little bit more what he has. He's got a lot of songs that have been also like revisited by other people. I know in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, they revisited No Woman No Cry. So that's also a good song. What's your second one for me? Second question.
Um, did you play sports when you was younger?
I did. Played basketball most of my life, and I still go out on the court today and shut my brain off and play basket. It's one of the places where I find it's very peaceful for me. So I do love basketball, and I'm a Raptor fan through and through. Bit to you.
Oh, um, probably my dad. Uh, I know he be saying a lot to me. I don't really like. I don't really got like a phrase or something that he always say, but I don't know. Oh, so probably my dad every time like I need like I am working out or something or something and he to give me like an extra push or something, he always say 30 million.
30 million.
Yeah.
And why that number? Just talking about the hopes of the NFL.
Yeah. That's what I could probably make first round draft pick in the NFL. And so that's what he always tells me.
It's 30 million. All right. What's your last question for me, Cartier?
Um, hmm, hmm. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza, because you could put a bunch of different things on it. And I'm Italian and Hispanic, so it'd either be pizza or nachos. But I'll say pizza right now, just because I make some stuff at home and you could really change it up with pizza. My last one for you, Cartier, is I had a couple different places I could go to, but let's stick with food. We're going to stick with food. What is the one meal that you can't live without, and where is it from? Like, is it a home cooked meal, or is it a place that restaurant? But what's the one meal you cannot live without?
Um, Probably breakfast food. I love
Breakfast.
breakfast. I love breakfast a lot. Like breakfast food, like pancakes, French toast, bacon, eggs, stuff like that.
Well, I got to tell you this. So at Mother's Covered, which isn't that far away from where you're at in school, 3709 James Street in Syracuse, I have my own sandwich called the Cuse McMother, and it's bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast.
What? Have to try it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try that because I'm like you. And when you said breakfast food, I was like, all right. And you said French toast, you said bacon and eggs. I said, all right, yeah. So that's why I made it, because it's the happy dance of everything. It's got the sweet, it's got the savory, it's got it all, man. But breakfast food for dinner too. But with that being said, Kardiear Shepherd here with us, a 2025 offensive line from CNS going into Syracuse, committed to the team and committed with the hair color as well. So Kardiear, I appreciate you, man. It was good to talk with you here on the show today. I look forward to more conversations and, of course, seeing you on the field at CNS. So God bless with everything and be safe. And we're happy to be keeping you at home. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Avicolli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicolli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicolli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicollis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. And welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being with us. Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be jumping in to our Bearcat Breakroom dual edition here, as we're actually, I should say, triple edition that we have going on this morning on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. We will be having 3 Binghamton University Bearcats joining the show for the Bearcat Breakroom. So very excited for the opportunity to do that, and very much looking forward to it, as at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, which is Bearcat time, we will be joining, that's weekly, Tuesdays, on Wake Up Call exclusively, Bearcat time coming to you. The Bearcat Breakroom is going to feature in just a few minutes at 10 a.m. Eastern Time the Binghamton University women's lacrosse team, and the representation is going to be from student athletes Gabriella Meli and Bllosmi, as well as at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we will have the men's lacrosse team in the spotlight with Matthew Keegan representing the team for Binghamton University. So a lot of great stuff coming up with Binghamton in our Bearcat time and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Binghamton University Bearcats. You can obviously find them in the southern tier area of upstate New York, about exactly right around an hour south of Syracuse on I-81. And of course, you can find them on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage. You can also find the Bearcats by going to our exclusive partners tab, and you can find them on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll find the Binghamton University playlist there as well for all of our Bearcat specials. And for more information on the Bearcats, you can go to bubearcats.com. So, like I said, we got a few minutes before the Bearcats will be joining us here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. And so I want to make sure that everybody knows once again tonight, and I appreciate everyone on social media that's seen it, reposted it, and all the good stuff. Very, very much looking forward to tonight. And tonight actually starts off a string of days where we're going to be on site, on location. You know that Wake Up Call comes to you. So we do shows every month at Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. We also do shows at the Wildcat Sports Pub on 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. And we do shows at Avicolli's on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York. So you can come and see us at Pizza Man, Avicolli's, the Wildcat every single month. And we are also doing a show this week at Heritage Hill North, which just opened last Friday. So they haven't even been open a week. It's been a week. It'll not even be 2 weeks because they open, yeah. So it'll not even be 2 weeks that they're open, and we're going to be doing a live broadcast there with the CNS North Stars. So a lot of great stuff coming up. Tonight, we're going to be on site, on location, at Pizza Man Pub on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York at 6 p.m. That's tonight at 6 p.m. We will see you at Pizza Man tonight, April 23rd at 6 p.m., as we will be featuring the Baldwinsville Bees boys lacrosse team at Pizza Man tonight. So very excited for that, and we're excited to have our picture-in-picture conversation with Binghamton University as we look to bring in Gabriella as well as Emma here on the broadcast and have an opportunity to speak with them here where sports meets that thing called life. So excited to have women's lacrosse in the spotlight once again. We had head coach Stephanie Allen on the show just a little while ago, and now we are excited to have the representation from the student athletes here on the broadcast in our Bearcat break room on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. So with that being said, we bring them both in. And ladies, how we doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. So first and foremost, congratulations on a lot of hard work, effort, and enthusiasm this season. A lot of good notes as well. We're going to get into it today, but congratulations so far on the season you've been having.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Gabriella, I'm going to start with you here. Why Binghamton? What is it about the Bearcats that made you want to say yes to this school?
I mean, even just my first visit on campus, I was able to see how much of a family it is here and how much everyone just loves each other and, like, genuinely wants to be there every day and has so much fun doing it. And the academics here are also amazing, so it was a great opportunity to combine the athletics and academics and really be able to prosper.
Did you know what you wanted to study for sure when you came in? Is it something you kind of figured out, or did you know when you were coming into Binghamton exactly what you wanted to focus in on?
No, definitely. I came in undecided, and it took me a little while to figure it out. I always kind of knew I wanted to do something in medicine, and the medical field, but I was really never exactly sure. So it took me a while to figure out I wanted to study biology, and then right now I'm on the pre-PA track and hoping to go to PA school after my undergrad.
Yeah, so and that's the thing that they say about Binghamton, right? Is that there's no easy major, right? And the student athletes that you have to go through so much. So Emma, for you, why Binghamton? What made you make the choice to come here? Because I know that you've had some history elsewhere, so why Binghamton?
Yeah, when I first came for my visit, I just knew like the team culture was amazing. Everyone comes here and competes every single day, but it's not like we go to practice and we want to like beat out each other. And it's just honestly working hard every day to make each other better. And it's such a great environment. I feel like I have a team of they're all sisters to me, and I can go to each and every one of them if I have anything, any questions, and it just really felt like home from the first time I visited.
And you're coming from the Ohio State University, so why coming from the Big Ten, coming from Ohio State, what was that transition like for you, and why did you feel like it was the right move to make to come out of the Big Ten and jump in the America East?
I think it was the right transition because I really just wanted to compete every day to win a championship. And coming to the America East and to Binghamton, I knew that coming here we're going to win a championship, and I knew that I'd be playing for a coach and a team who's eager every day to win a championship.
When people come up to you, if anybody around you says OH, do you still have the knee jerk of saying IO or no?
No, I'm a Bearcat now.
Yeah, I like hearing that. That was the right answer, Emma. Congratulations on that. So Gabriella, I'm going to go back to you for this. What is it about this season that thus far has been so special and so maybe rewarding from what you've seen in practice and in film and whatnot?
I think it's just like the willingness to put the team first out of everyone. Like everyone shows up every day and works hard, whether they play or not, and whether they're seeing those minutes, scoring goals, just cheering on the sideline. Everyone wants to see us succeed and do well. And I think it's that like drive that has really made this season special. Everyone's so motivated, and I think we really have the potential to win this year. We've been saying every game, it's like if we want to play in May, like it starts with today. So we've just been taking it one game at a time and really like putting our all into that game, not looking too much into the future, just focusing on like the now and winning every single week if we want to like continue our season and play in the playoffs.
Emma, for you, what's been your favorite part of the season so far?
My favorite part of the season, honestly, maybe the UMass little comeback was pretty cool. We were down 7-3 at half and came back. What was it, 14-6, 14-7? I think that was really cool. It just showed our resilience and like even through adversity, like we don't give up, and we could have easily put our heads down and been like, all right, well, that's that. But we just came back out at half even stronger and got a big lead. Also, probably the game this weekend. I've never been in a game that intense, probably since high school, and it was so fun and so proud of Gabby.
Yeah, it was really exciting this weekend. It's probably my favorite game.
I was going to say that, Gabby. Let's go into the UMBC game on the road in Baltimore, Maryland, the 14-13 overtime victory. You had a lot to do with this. Bring me into this from your perspective, that game.
I mean, the whole game was like a battle. It was back and forth. We would have a lead, and then they would catch up and tie it. And it was just like a hard game the whole game. There was like no breaks. It was all gas. And we got to the end of the game, and it went into overtime. And we had a plate drawn up and stuff, but they got a green card. Shout out Gretel. So we ended up being man up. So it was kind of just like we went into what we knew. We practiced playing low, 3-on-2 all the time. So we didn't even really think about it. We just recognized that they only had 2 defenders low. There was 3 of us, and we just worked the ball around the crease and saw the opportunity and just took it right away.
Yeah, and to have a game like that this late in the season and to go into overtime and have it be that close, 14-13, what does that do for like the energy of this team? Because you're 4-1 in the conference, you've obviously had a lot of positives inside of your conference, but to have a game like that pushes you to everything that you got and forces you all to have to come together in extra time, what does that do positively for a team at this point in the hope of the postseason? And Emma, I'll start with you on that.
It just gets you prepared for playoffs because no game is going to be easy in playoffs, and they're all going to be like that, chippy, back and forth, goal for goal. And to know that we already had that game and it wasn't even playoffs, and we came out on top, and we know we can do it again because we already did it. It just gets us prepared and kind of gets us confident that we did it once, we can do it again, and now we know what that energy feels like and the nerves of it, but it's good nerves, and we'll be ready when or if it comes again.
And Gabriella, for you, how do you kind of keep ice water in your veins in moments like that and stay poised, so to speak?
I mean, it's definitely just like having faith in my teammates. I didn't obviously expect to be the one to finish the game and the game like that, but I just had confidence that someone was going to step up to the plate and do it, and that we were going to stay composed until the game was over, until we won. So it was definitely just confidence in my teammates and knowing that everyone was out there like putting themselves on the line, like every single play, every single ball, just to come out with the win. So I think it was the confidence of having the energy of my teammates behind me and like their faith in me and my faith in them. Like I think that really pushed us all to come out with the win.
And Gabrielle, I'm going to stay with you on this. You look at the fact that that win and that goal that you had in overtime moves Binghamton University into a tie for first place in the America East and clinches the 3rd straight America East playoff appearance for Binghamton University women's lacrosse. It also extends your win streak to 5, which is the longest of the season. So bring me into all of that, because obviously you got to keep your heads, you got to stay focused, but knowing that you're tied for first place, no matter what, you're going to the postseason, and you've now won 5 in a row. Why is the team at this point? Because they always say, you play as long as you can get through the season in the ebb and flow, if you play your best at the end and you find that way to finish strong, you can achieve anything. Being tied for first right now and having so much on the line this weekend, just bring me into that and the focus of the team.
I mean, it's great because we have never in Binghamton lacrosse history been regular season champs. So to have the opportunity to be co-champs with Albany, I think is like super exciting for everyone because we could make history this weekend if we win, pretty much. I mean, I think we've already had kind of a historic season, our 3rd playoff appearance in a row. There was just a lot riding on last week's game, and I think the fact we were all able to come together to like pull out the win just shows how we're all extremely excited for like the season and this postseason and everything that's going to come with it, and that we're really willing to win and really motivated.
And Emma, for you to see what this team has been able to do, to be a part of this, like we talked about, you made the decision to come to Binghamton. It felt right for you. Hindsight 2020, knowing where this team is right now and how hard this team has fought with so much on the line coming up in just a few days, what that decision means now looking back at it.
I knew I made the right decision the second I stepped foot on campus this semester, and every day it just proves that that choice was right each day by the friendships I made, the teammates I gained, and seeing how hard each and every one of these girls works and seeing how close they came last year and unfortunately couldn't get that win. I know this year, like, everyone just wants to win and wants it even harder, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it, and I want it more than anything, and so do they. So good things are going to happen.
Yeah, and going through what you went through, you were medically redshirted at Ohio State, and you had to obviously watch and take some time. What did that time do for you when you're with the game, you're around the team, but you're not necessarily out there on the field? How did that humble you? How did it make you maybe fall in love with the game again? Just what you took away from that.
Yeah, so I tore my ACL twice, twice in high school, and then that carried into like my freshman year. So I just gained a whole new level of patience and just like a hunger to be back there. Like you kind of take for granted like being healthy in general and like just being able to get up and practice every day. And even if some days you're like, oh, I don't want to practice today, like if you can't, like when I couldn't, I just wish I could like go back and like even condition like one more time, just be able to play again.
Yeah.
So every day, like sitting out for the 2 times I did it just made me like love it even more and just be so hungry and like literally itching to get back. And then I finally get back and it's here and I'm so happy I'm here.
Yeah, and you're from West Babylon, New York, is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to do this correctly here because there's more than one Babylon. So
yeah.
I was in North Babylon a few years ago. I was told that you're never in Long Island, you're on Long Island. So being in North Babylon, I went to, and I can't remember the name of it, but there is a really good pizza shop and a really good bagel place, and I know that there's a ton of them, but I want to know why West Babylon is different from North Babylon, and do you talk about North Babylon in your household, or is that just a foreign place since you're from West Babylon?
No, it's kind of a foreign place. I don't go there often. I don't want to. I don't know. We have the people make the town. I grew up here all my life. My best friends are from West Babylon. I love it here. Yeah, I love West Babylon.
So where is the go-to spot for bagels in West Babylon?
The Bagel Factory.
Okay.
On Route 109. It's so good. And Ralph's Italian Ices in the Babylon Village. So good. Never misses.
So I got to know, what do you get on your bagel? Because I do not, and I just had this conversation recently, I do not have cream cheese ever unless I'm somewhere near New York City, on Long Island, something like that. And I get the cinnamon, walnut, raisin cream cheese every time. So... And I used to get egg bagels, and I like everything bagels. And then they showed me a few years ago that there was a marriage between everything and egg, which I did not know about, but I totally am okay with. So I get the egg everything with cinnamon, walnut, raisin, cream cheese. What do you get at the Bagel Factory?
So I'm kind of boring. I just get an egg bagel with cream cheese, but then I get a quarter pound of macaroni salad.
Okay, all right. So the macaroni salad's good.
Yeah, it gives it flavor.
And Gabriella, you're from Wading River, New York. So bring us into where that is in proximity to where you are right now.
About 4 hours away. I'm pretty eastern Long Island, so I always tell people right before the fork. I'm like right there, right before it splits, and so I'm pretty far east, and it's a nice long drive through the city to get here, but it's worth it every time.
So what's your go-to then for your home? Are you a bagel person? Does everybody in New York City and on Long Island eat egg bagels? How are there any egg bagels left is kind of my question. But what do you guess?
Egg everything fan. Like, I love egg everything. And they just don't exist upstate. Like, there's just no egg bagels upstate, which is crazy. But I do an egg everything with vegetable cream cheese. That's my go-to.
I have had the veggie cream cheese before. I've tried it. So it's interesting, but you're both telling me something I didn't know before, but they are the correct answers. Those are actually the right answers. So what's good in Binghamton then? When you're going out to eat, is there a place that you could find? Because I don't know what it is, but once you get out of Long Island, out of the city, egg bagels disappear off the face of the earth. They've just been, I don't know why nobody in upstate New York is making these egg bagels. So where are you going? If you both could choose what the team dinner was going to be, where would you go in Binghamton?
This is hard. I mean, there's definitely good food around. It's different than home, but
I feel like it depends what you want. Like there's Tai Chi. It's a really good poke bowl place. It's so good. I usually eat dinner at Chipotle, so that's kind of the same in Long Island.
There's a Chipotle like right next to campus. Also, Core Life. I had Core Life for the first time, like one of the first visits I ever came to Binghamton, and since then I've probably gotten it every week since.
Okay.
So I love Core Life. Right next to Chipotle, actually. It is.
Yeah, which is really funny because that's kind of what it's like up in Syracuse. In my hometown, there's a Chipotle that you could probably, well, yeah, it's across the street from the Core Life that's on Erie Boulevard. So now I'm hungry in the studio. Thank you both for that. But as we look at this last game that I've been alluding to here before the postseason that you have coming up, to know that this is going to be the one last game before the postseason. You know you're in the postseason, but you have Bryant coming to town this Saturday, April 27th at 1 o'clock at the sports complex. What's your mindset going into this game? Obviously, you got to stay locked in. There's a ton of things on the line, but just what you think about the fact that, first and foremost, you get to end the regular season at home, which not everybody gets to do. So just what that means to you to be in front of your fans and just how you're going into the game. Gabriella, I'll start with you.
I mean, it's really exciting. It's also senior day, so it's just a big day all around. There's a lot going on. Everyone's families are going to be here. I think it's important we just don't underestimate them and just go in and come out really hot and just hopefully get a lead and keep that lead and ride it all the way through. I think it's going to be another gritty, tough game, but I'm confident that we could come out with the win.
And Emma, for you to know that, I mean, obviously you have plenty of time coming up here at Binghamton, but to honor the seniors, to be a part of this and to do it at home in that final regular season game, just what this upcoming game means to you and means to the team as a whole as you step into this game against Bryant this weekend.
Yeah, the seniors have done so much for us on and off the field. They're like big sisters to me, and this game is for them, and it's for all they've done for the program and for the team in general, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make it the best senior day for them. And I know all the girls, the underclassmen, are just going to play for the seniors this Saturday, and like Abby said, it's going to be gritty. We're not going to take them lightly, and it's not going to be easy, but if we just do what we've been doing, then it'll be a good senior day.
And you, Emma, we have something to celebrate here today. We talk about the seniors finishing things up, but you also received Rookie of the Week. So congratulations on that. What does that mean to you that you were honored by the entire conference here?
Yeah, it means so much to me. I pinch myself sometimes to make sure it's real, because I like we said before about my injuries, I think about that often, and where I was a year ago today, I was on the sideline or doing PT and trying to bend my knee fully, and then the full 180 degrees. Now I'm here, and the whole conference is thinking I was the best rookie of the week. It's so special to me, and I don't even believe it's for real.
Well, congratulations on it. Rookie of the Week, standing next to the game-winning goal that helps you to tie for first place. So some awesome stuff here with the Binghamton University Bearcats women's lacrosse team. I want you now to turn to each other here, and you have the opportunity to say something good about each other. So, Emma, tell me something good about Gabriella.
Gabby, your inside roll dodge is lethal. Gabby has the best inside roll you've ever seen. Maybe you'll see it this Saturday.
Maybe. Emma's just ability to weave through traffic and get into the 8 and get a shot off every time is insane to me. Like, I don't know how she doesn't just get clobbered. My stick would probably be on the ground, but it's awesome to watch every time, and I have so much confidence in her now. Like, it's great to get to play on the field with her.
So now off the field, Gabriella, tell me something that you would trust Emma to do. If you had to trust her with something in your life, what would you trust her with that you feel like she would come through?
I mean, I think if I ever like needed a ride or something like somewhere far and long, she would be there in 5 minutes to take me wherever I needed to go.
Okay.
I have confidence in that.
So would be there for a ride. All right, Emma, what would you trust Gabriella with?
Just like giving me like life lessons, honestly. Just keeping it real too. Telling me what I need to hear, not sugarcoating it, but like being real.
Being real with you. Okay, I like that. I could appreciate that. So we're going to jump into something called rapid fire. It allows us all to put each other on the hot seat. Could be about lacrosse, could be about literally anything. Music, movies, food, anything in the world, pastimes, travel. So we're going to go around and then back so we can all ask each other a question. So, Emma, you get to ask me the first question, and then I'll ask Gabriella. What do you got for me?
Okay. Do you have any kids?
Do I have any kids? I do not. I have a dog that is very human. So, she actually will pray, which is great. Like if you do the sign of the cross with her, she'll roll over and she'll put her paws together.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. So she is a human being. She's extremely smart. But yeah, that's my kid, Lily. So she's the one I always want to bring to the games. Like I wanna be able to just take her out because I don't like that she has to sit at home sometimes. But yes, my answer would be that I'm a dog dad. That's my answer. All right. So my question for Gabriella. Okay. If you came out to one song this weekend and it was your song and as soon as you came out onto the field, it played when you score a goal, it played, what song would that be and why?
It's hard. I think it would probably have to be Megan Thee Stallion, Her. She basically just says like I'm her like a million times in a row, and I just feel like that would be good. Yeah. That would get everyone going, and it's just confidence boost every time.
Megan Thee Stallion. All right, not a bad choice. All right, Gabriella, you get to ask Emma now.
If you could only eat one dessert for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Probably brownies. Brownie sundae, to be specific. I had brownies last night and they were so good. And I would probably eat that every day if I could.
So, are you making the brownies? Are you buying them in the store?
Yeah, I'm making them. But no chocolate chips in them.
Really?
Just the brownies.
So you're making the brownies. So is this like a family thing? Is it a recipe you were given? Is it something that you looked up somewhere?
I just buy the box, like Betty Crocker, and then me and my roommates just make it, put the ingredients in the mix.
So you all make it together?
Yeah.
Who is the one that you think is going to drop an eggshell in there? Like who's the one that you don't trust?
Probably McKenna.
Yeah, McKenna too.
McKenna, yeah.
All right.
She would try, but an eggshell might be involved.
So have you, Gabriella, has Emma shared these with you? Has she given you any of these brownies? She gave them to herself?
I've never been invited over.
Oh, okay. So now we're turning this into like one of those tell-all stories here. So now we need to make sure, because I was going to ask Emma that if I came to the game on Saturday, am I promised a brownie? But now, Gabriella, she needs to take care of you first.
I will, Gabby will get a brownie, and if you come to the game, I will bring you a brownie. That's a promise.
That's a All right, I'm holding you to it this Saturday. Free brownies just for the two of us. I don't want people watching to think that there's a giant tray of brownies. But
no, I'm bringing 2 singular pieces just for you.
All right, fair enough. Make sure those don't have the eggshells in them.
No eggshells, no chocolate chips.
No chocolate chips. All right, Emma, what's your question for Gabriella?
If you could trade places with one person on the team for a day, who would it be and why?
I like it.
Team.
Yeah.
I would probably say McKenna because I would just love to have her energy for a day and just like see what everything looks like from her perspective and what she does all day.
Okay. So is this is the same person that drops things in the brownies?
You don't know McKenna, but you have to bring her on the podcast one day. She's so funny.
She has so much energy. Like, she's just great energy. Like, the person you always want to be around. Unreal.
Yeah. I love it. So see, it's a bounce back. It's a redemption of McKenna because we mentioned her dropping things into the batter, and then Gabriella, you picked to change lives with her for a day. So I like that.
I think it would be fun. It would be exciting.
Yeah.
So do you just want to have her positive energy?
Yeah, I guess that's probably it. And just like see who she interacts with and like what her conversations are like.
All right,
with
fair enough.
people, like outside of the team.
How is your energy and her energy similar and or different?
I think we both like bring a lot of positive energy, like always cheering, like always saying something. She's just like constantly like loud and in a good way. Sometimes I just have days where I'm like, I don't want to talk. Like it's just a lot going on. Yeah. But I think she is like a constant positive energy, and that's really great for the team. Like some days we need that, and she gets us going, and then we get into like a groove. But I think she is more consistent with her positivity.
Okay, all right, I like it. Gabriella, what's your question for me?
What is your dream travel destination?
That's where I was supposed to be in April, and my dad was like, let's wait because he didn't feel like it was safe enough. So Italy is where I was supposed to go, and Italy and Spain, I would say, because we are from there. That's where my ancestors are from. So I know I have family in Spain because they'll watch and listen to the show, and they'll interact with me. And then in Italy, I haven't spoken with anybody from Italy, but there's family that obviously built roots there. So I would like to go and get to meet my family. I'd like to just see everything and, be on the beach and relax. And I speak Spanish, and it's similar to Italian. So like I could hopefully be able to speak with the culture there and get to like meet people. And yeah, I like to challenge myself, and I like to see things I haven't seen before. So I'd probably say Italy and Spain.
Yeah, I spent a month in Italy this past summer, and it was awesome. I would definitely recommend it.
Emma, I'm going to say something right now that gets you off the hook for the brownies. Neither you or I was invited on that trip to Italy.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even know she existed.
Yeah, to be fair, she didn't know who I was. So.
Yeah. I guess that's how she gets off the hook. She didn't know you. She didn't know me, right? So, yeah. Emma, my question for you is, if you had to be the Binghamton Bearcat mascot for a day,
oh boy,
who would you just like have to get, like just have to scare and get to jump? Pick two of your teammates that you would love to prank as the Binghamton Bearcat.
Okay, so definitely Jess. I would prank. She's one of my roommates too. Okay. And Coach Allen. I would stand outside her office.
All right, we need to make this happen. So with that being said, Gabriella Meli and Emma Bllosmi of the Binghamton University Bearcats women's lacrosse team, they have their final game of the regular season. It is at home this Saturday, April 27th at 1 p.m. And ladies, I'm telling you this now on live video and audio. You have my word. I will be there, and I will be there to cheer you on for senior day at 1 o'clock.
And you will be getting a brownie.
Look at that. I like look forward to it. So thank you both for joining today. Thank you for all the positivity that you're bringing to the program and to Binghamton. And I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Take care.
Bye.
That coming from Gabriella Meli as well as Emma Bllosmi again. And that's nice to know. Free brownie. I like it. I was going to go to the game no matter what, but I'll take the brownie. So a big time shout out to the team and many thanks to Stephanie Allen, her staff, and everyone with women's lacrosse that's doing such a tremendous job with bringing everything together this season. A winning record overall of 9-6, the opportunity to have double digits in wins this weekend, and the opportunity to go 5-1 in the conference, and at the very least to be able to share a title in the regular season with Albany. So a lot of good stuff coming up on the women's lacrosse side of things for Binghamton University. And speaking of lacrosse and keeping with lacrosse, Matthew Keegan is going to be joining me here momentarily on the men's side of things. The men's lacrosse team at Binghamton University currently has a record of 6-6. They are 4-2 in the conference, and they will have their final game of the season, regular season, on the road, and that's going to be at the University at Albany at Bob Ford Field at Tom and Mary Casey Stadium. So they'll be finishing on the road this Saturday at night at 7 p.m., and the women's lacrosse team will be finishing the regular season at home this Saturday at 1 o'clock. So with that being said, I'm honored and privileged to be bringing in with me here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in the second portion of the Bearcat Breakroom, Mr. Matthew Keegan, who is joining me here. The Bearcat Breakroom is exclusive to our multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University and your Bearcats, and we have the opportunity to now spotlight the men's lacrosse team, which we did earlier this season as well. And Matthew joining us for the first time. Matthew, how you doing?
Good, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. And first and foremost, I appreciate you being here this morning. And I know that your team has an opportunity to jump above the equator line and get over 500 this weekend. How has the season gone in your mind beyond the 6-6 record? What can you tell me about this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been an up and down season. I think we're trending upward right now. I think the non-conference schedule, we definitely struggled a little bit there, but I think it was us finding our identity for conference play. So we dropped the first game in conference, but went to win 4 straight, and then obviously last weekend was a tough loss. So I think we're playing good lacrosse right now. So hopefully we can finish up well in Albany.
Yeah, you look at that 6-6 record, and 4 of those 6 wins come inside of the conference of the America East. Just what that means, because once you start conference play, it's a new opportunity, right? It's new life. Those non-conference games are great, and you want to try and go out there and win everything, but when you take care of your conference play, you give yourself an opportunity to play in the postseason. So just what you could say about that 4-2 record and the chance to get another one here this weekend and try and go for 5 in the America East.
Yeah, I think, like you said, that's the beauty of playing in a conference like the America East is, it's kind of a clean slate once you get the conference play and having a chance, make the playoffs and win a championship, and then hopefully make it to the national tournament. So, for us, that 4-2 record, obviously, super huge for us. The conference is crazy competitive right now. You got, a bunch of teams with the same amount of wins. So, hopefully we can, lock ourselves in for a playoff spot next week. But we're definitely proud of our record right now, but we're not done yet.
Yeah, and you spoke about it, Matthew. I mean, we're looking at Albany is 5-1, and that's who you're going to play, the top team in the conference, and the only team in the America East that has clinched a berth in the postseason is UAlbany, and then yourselves at Binghamton, Bryant, UMBC, and Vermont are all 4-2. So this coming weekend, huge, and you have that moment here for Binghamton University and the Bearcats to not only get a victory, but to put yourself in a position to have the same record as the top team and the only team to get in, which is Albany. If you beat them, you're 5-2, they're 5-2. So there's a lot on the line, and they say if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best record right now is Albany. So just what that means to you, that the Bearcats have clawed their way to a game like this where you can make so many things happen and make such a statement in the final game of the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that we're put in this position. We worked super hard to get to where we're at right now, and obviously, Albany is a big rivalry for us. So to have it on that stage, to be the last conference game with so much on the line, it means a lot to us.
So for you, why is this team ready? You said that you believe they're trending upward. Why are the Bearcats prepared for this game of this such a high and huge opportunity for the team? Why do you believe that you're ready at this point and you're trending up and you're in the right direction? Why is that belief there for you?
Yeah, I think 12 games into the season, I think we've found our identity. We have great leadership. We have great senior leaders. They show us, what it takes to win, and I think we have that blueprint of what a good game for us looks like and what it takes to win a conference championship game. So I think it's just coming out on Saturdays and executing that, and I think that starts with great weeks of practice, which I think we've been doing a good job of. So it all starts today with a good start to the week of practice, and hopefully we can execute on Saturday.
And I want to go back in time, and we'll come back to what's coming up this weekend. But Matthew, for you, why lacrosse? How did this all get started? How did you find your way to the sport of lacrosse and really fall in love with it?
Yeah, as a kid, I played all the sports, especially when I was really young. When I got to middle school, I was playing lacrosse and wrestling and football. But I think lacrosse, I just always had a love for the game. I remember being a young kid, always watching lacrosse on Saturdays. I couldn't wait to watch college lacrosse. So it was always my dream to play Division I lacrosse. In high school, as a two-sport athlete, I wrestled as well as played lacrosse, obviously. But I just love the game. I love the pace of the game. I love how creative you can be while you're playing, and I'm super grateful that I'm able to play at the Division I level right now.
And you said you watched it on television. You loved watching it, and your dream was to play Division I. When you see that dream realized, when you put in the work and do all the things that nobody sees, how rewarding was that moment when Binghamton said to you, "We believe you're a D1 student athlete"?
Yeah, I think it was a great feeling. In high school, I was definitely under recruited, and that was a tough time for me to realize that I'm putting in all this work, but not necessarily getting reached out by coaches, or not getting all the attention that maybe some of my club teammates were getting, or even high school teammates. So for Binghamton to give me that opportunity to pursue my dream, it was definitely an amazing feeling.
And you spent some time, obviously, in college, and we know that Binghamton University is not an easy education, and it's very taxing to be a student athlete there. They push you to be the best you could be in your classroom, and also the best you could be it on the field or the court or the pool or track of life. So for you, as you've grown in your time at Binghamton, what would you say to someone who's looking at Binghamton to be a student athlete? Why do you think Binghamton is such a great place to challenge and bring out the best in you?
Yeah, I think Binghamton is just it's a great place because you get that top tier academics along with playing in an amazing conference at the Division I level. You could look at all the schools in Binghamton; they're all highly rated in the nation. I'm in the business school. I think the business school has been, one of the top business schools in in the past 10 years. And then you look at the athletic side, you play in a super competitive America East Conference. And I think if you look at Binghamton's trend in the past, 5 years, the athletics have definitely been improving. So I think if you're an athlete that wants to come and try and compete at the Division I level, I think Binghamton is a great place.
Yeah, and you're coming to Binghamton from, I just spoke with women's lacrosse, and we talk about being on Long Island, not in Long Island. You're from Lake Grove, New York, and so
Yeah.
you're in a village there on Long Island. What is it about Binghamton University grabbing all these Long Island student athletes? That seems like a nice bridge there.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of, I think Long Island has great athletes, and then I think it's a combination of, being a SUNY school, having that SUNY price point, but also, you're still competing at the highest level in the NCAA. So that was definitely a big thing for me. And I think Binghamton's been benefiting from recruiting all these Long Islanders.
So let's go to Long Island, since I didn't make myself apparently hungry enough in the last Bearcat break room with Emma and with Gabriella. So when I go to the Long Island area, I love egg bagels.
Okay.
But I didn't know until a couple of years ago. I love everything bagels. I love egg bagels. And then I walked into a place and I go, "What is that right there?" And they said, "That's an egg everything bagel." And I said, "That's when people tell me, how do you know God exists?" Right there. So
Yeah.
I got the egg everything, and I always get cinnamon, walnut, raisin, cream cheese. I always get the same cream cheese. I will never get cream cheese anywhere in the world unless I'm somewhere on Long Island or in the New York City area. So I want to know, what's your go-to bagel shop and what do you get?
It's a tough one because I go to a couple different places, but I'll shout out the Lake Grove Deli. It's a
Okay.
great place. Go-to order there, probably just a standard bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on a roll, some orange juice, maybe some home fries. But yeah, that's my go-to order.
Well, and that's the thing, though, is that that's the other part of it, is they always say salt, pepper, ketchup. And they say it so quick, like it's one thing. Salt, pepper, ketchup.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
why not? So
It's funny.
So you spend obviously your time growing up there. How would you describe Lake Grove, and where is it in proximity? So I'll tell you where I was. I was like North Babylon area, by Stony Brook, Jones Beach, that type. So where's Lake Grove in comparison to where I was?
I probably live like 10, 15 minutes from Stony Brook.
Okay.
North Bab's a little bit further, but Lake Grove, it's part of Sachem School District, so we can talk a little bit about Sachem and the culture growing up there. But Sachem's definitely athletics is definitely important to Sachem. We have a pretty rich culture of winning there, especially in the past. So I think just as a young kid, you're pushed to play sports, and obviously I love sports when I was a young kid. So growing up, going through middle school and high school, it's definitely an emphasis by the school to be good and compete well in sports.
And like you said, Sachem being there for you, they push you to be the best you can be. Now that you've been in college and had a few seasons under your belt, do you feel like the competition you were getting from Sachem was really putting you in a prime position to be prepared for what you have at Binghamton and in the AEC?
Yeah, I think absolutely. We have this argument in the locker room sometimes, just talking to different guys, talking about, where's the best lacrosse. And, I always say, Suffolk County Class A, which Sachem competed in, you're playing the top level talent, arguably in the country at the public school level. 3 times a week in high school, I'm playing teams like, Ward Melville and the Smithtowns, and every game I'm playing multiple Division I athletes. So I think having that really allowed me to bridge the gap between high school and Division I, to not put me too far behind, and then allowing me to excel to where I am today.
And you talk about excelling here with Matthew Keegan from the Binghamton University Bearcats men's lacrosse program and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. In this segment, we call the Bearcat Breakroom on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Excelling. Last season, we looked at 2023. You appeared and started in all 14 games. You led the team and the America East in general as a conference in goals with 47 and points per game, which is 4.29. So not just leading your team, but leading every team in the America East. You set a program record for goals per game in a single season, and you finished 7th in the nation when it comes to goals per game in a single season. So, I mean, 6 games with 4+ goals. The list goes on and on. 13 games with 2+ goals, 12 games with 3+ goals. You had a career high 7 goals against UMass Lowell inside of the America East. When you go back to last season and we talk about the fact that you finished in the top 7 in the entire country in scoring. I mean, Matthew, you were a sophomore. So you talk about Sachem North and who you played and how it pushed you and everything you just stated. But when I'm reading this off, I mean, we're here. I'm an upstate New Yorker, right? Born and bred, central and upstate New York. You're an hour south from my home that I grew up in, being there at Binghamton. And we're talking about 50 states, and you're in the top 7. Did that ever sit with you finally and you go, wow? I mean, did that hit you, and did it push you to want to do even more this year?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword with those types of things. You're in the middle of the season, you're trying to win games, and you see, that you're accomplishing these things, and you see it on social media. But at the same time, you don't want to let that get to your head. So I mean, obviously, it was great to be able to perform that well. I mean, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. They gave me the ball in the right spots, and I was able to finish it. Obviously, as a team, we didn't get to where we wanted to last year, so that's definitely my main purpose for this year.
And that's the whole thing. And what I was getting to is, how do you stay focused when you do have those accolades and there is that hype and there's those positivity and people are thanking you and giving you an award and honoring you and this and that. When that's happening, like you said, especially during a season, when you get named like Player of the Week or you get seen in a newspaper article, how do you keep the team first and not be in a position where you're feeling yourself, so to speak?
Right. It's definitely it's tough because when you do see things, obviously you want to be excited about them, and I should be excited about them, but I think our coaches do a good job, just saying, next game, next play mentality. So, after that week's over, whatever happened, and, we have a new goal, new opponent next week. So I just try and focus on, the work that I can put in that week coming up to the next opponent and hopefully have good practices.
So we look at that next opponent coming full circle here with a 6-6 record, 4-2 in the conference. The top team in the conference, University at Albany, like I said before, the only team to punch their ticket to the AEC postseason, and you, in a win, would have the same record that they have in this conference at 5-2. The other part of it that's a positive thing here is that there's a lot that can happen this weekend. If you beat Albany and you're 5-2 and they're 5-2, this is the only game you played against them this year. So you would essentially jump them, and Binghamton could go from are we in the playoffs to we're the number 1 team in the AEC playoffs. That huge piece is all here this weekend at 7 o'clock at night in Albany this Saturday, April 27th. Bring me into the game. Bring me into the team a little bit more. I know you talked about a good week of practice. Step by step, you get locked in for this. But Binghamton University men's lacrosse is in a place where you could win the conference this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, as an athlete and as a team, these are the spots that, you dream to be in. We don't play, for non-conference games that don't mean much. Yeah, they mean something, but I mean, you play to to be on the biggest stage with the biggest implications. So, um, Albany's a good lacrosse team. There's obviously some history between us and them. So, we're super excited. And obviously you were talking about, having that opportunity to have the same record as them. But, we just got to stay the course and trust the process. And I like our chances.
There's been another piece to this, and not that I'm wishing overtime on you, but we know that in overtime this season, your team, the Binghamton University Bearcats men's lacrosse team, has had 4 overtime games this year, and you've won 3 of those 4, and in all of those games, the only game that you lost was to Merrimack, where you didn't get to double digits in goals. The ones where you did, you won 13-12, 13-12, and 11-10. Bring me into that. I mean, when this team has been pushed to sudden death, crucial time, here it is, everything's on the line. 4 overtime matchups in 12 games. That's a third of the time you're playing in overtime, and you've won 3 of those 4. Bring me into that.
Yeah, we'd like to win in regulation, obviously, but this team's battle tested. We started off early in the season having these overtime games, having these close games. We really truly do believe in each other. So when the pressure is highest, we think that we're going to be able to pull it out. So overtime, you'd like to win in regulation, like I said, but this team's ready to go 60 minutes plus extra time.
And I'm excited for this. I know, like you said, you want to win in regulation. My only thing was to suggest that Albany move the game to Binghamton so that I can go to the men's and women's game this weekend. So
yeah,
Albany, if you're listening, maybe we should do that. But let's play some rapid fire. It's going to put you and I on the hot seat. We're going to have some fun with this. It could be about sports, could be about anything in life. It's no pressure for either one of us that we have to answer this. It's being aired worldwide on audio and video. So, Matthew, you get to ask the first question. We're going to go back and forth with a few here. What do you got for me?
How did you start in sports media?
I honestly I was watching SportsCenter, and I was probably like 10 years old, and I really liked watching Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen, and I would just practice. And I went to Marywood University in Scranton. Binghamton's like the midpoint between my hometown of Syracuse and Scranton, and I went to Marywood University. And when I went in there, I was like, okay, obviously I want to broadcast, I want to do this and that. And how it all got started was back in November of 2003. I was in my dorm room, it was in my residence hall, Madonna Hall, and I went down to do laundry. So I'm on the main floor to do laundry. I got my laundry bag. It was a blue bag. It was a collapsible bag. Had my laundry in it. I was putting in the last quarter in the washer. And I got a phone call from Brandon Smith, who I ended up being the best man at his wedding. I got a call from Brandon, and he said to me that he needed somebody to do this broadcast. He said, hey, we got it. We have somebody that normally does our basketball games. He's not available right now. It was 12 minutes before the game. And I said, yeah, I'll be right there. I left my laundry on the top of the washer. I, to this day, have no idea where it went. And I ran down. I didn't know anything about who we were playing, who was on the team, anything about anything. I had been recruited to play on the team, and I had decided to not that season and to broadcast. And so I went down there for D3, and I ran over. I sat down. I did the broadcast. We had fun, and my personality came through, I guess. We laughed. We had a good time. And they said, we're going to do audio and video. We're going to simulcast it. That started my career. And now 2007 to now. So now 17 years later, they're still doing broadcasts. And I called it MU Courtside. I think they changed the name, but that's how it all got started. It was one phone call from a great friend saying, I know you want to do this stuff and we need you. And I never looked back after that moment.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, all right, Matthew, my question for you. If you were hosting a show with me, and it could be about anything, what would we call the show, and what would you want to talk about?
Tough one. I think we would talk about probably what you do right now. I think we talk about sports. I love sports. Obviously, you love sports.
Yeah.
Maybe we call it this stuff. Maybe something simple, just like Dan and Matt Sports Talk.
Okay.
Something like that.
Dan and Matt Sports
But,
Talk? All right.
Yeah. Maybe maybe make it something like the Pat McAfee show. Well, we have some famous celebrities on, have some different types of personalities, and make it fun, make it interesting.
Okay, fair enough. So our first guest, Kevin Hart. So I like it. Sounds good.
Yeah, I like it.
What's your next question for me, Matt?
If you could have a one-on-one podcast with pretty much anyone, who would you want that to be? Who's your dream to interview?
Well, I got to do one of them. So I became a Raptors fan when they came out in '95. I was 9. And I wanted to interview Damon. I wanted to meet Damon Stoudemire. Want to be friends with Damon. I just wanted to know Damon Stoudemire. And this past year, right around my birthday, Damon Stoudemire had been hired to, of any team of the 361 Division I men's basketball teams, he was hired at Georgia Tech. I cover ACC. I cover all 15 schools. And so I knew no matter what that I was going to get an opportunity by the grace of God to interview my favorite player almost 30 years later.
That's cool.
And I got to talk to him. I got to interview him twice when he was on stage. Then I got to talk to him man to man. And he gave me a bunch of hugs, shook my hand. Then we did a show together where we were both on camera. And to this day, I knew God was good, but I mean, wow. So I'd probably say the other person to that would be the same. I was 9, became a Jaguars fan, and I've never sat down with Fred Taylor, and he has a podcast. So it would be cool to have like a host and a host talk to each other and see how Fred is and how I am together and how we mix it up. And maybe we could like co-host it in the fact of like his show and my show, and maybe we could make it like a collaboration. That'd probably be the thing I would pick.
Cool.
All right, Matthew, let me see here. What is your go-to pregame meal if you could have anything in the world like flown into you, brought to you, if it's homemade, if it's from a restaurant? What's that one thing you want to have before every game?
Sure. 12 o'clock game, we usually get a bacon, egg, and cheese, but it's from around here, so I mean it's not a top tier like Long Island bacon, egg, and cheese. So I would stick with the bacon, egg, and cheese, but I would have it brought from my local deli. Bacon, egg, cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup on a roll, some orange juice, some water, Gatorade. I should be right for the game. Should be feeling good.
I love that. See, the more you talk about it, the more I realize that I have to go back to Long Island. So
you got it. You got to come back.
What's your last question for me?
I saw on your Instagram and your socials, in your bio, you put God first. So I just want to ask, what your faith means to you, and how that's been a huge part in your life.
Well, Matthew, normally that's the question that I ask to people. So to be almost 21 years in and have somebody ask me, first and foremost, I'm honored. So thank you for caring enough and seeing that and asking the question. It means a lot to me. It really does. I would say, I mean, it is that. It's as simple as that. I mean, God is my, Alpha and Omega, right? Beginning and the end. So my end all be all. I don't do anything without God. If I say something or act in a certain way that I know is not, I picture life like this. If you can hold God's hand and say something and you can feel good about it, you're probably not doing the wrong thing. And if you can hold God's hand and do something and you're not ashamed of it, then you're probably not doing the wrong thing. And there's moments where, I could have been better. There's moments where I knew better and how to be a better person. And, I really honestly would say that God humbles me. God gives me, everything that I have. Everybody says, how'd your business start? And I said, God and I sat in the trenches. This was an idea. And it started with one show. There's like 5 shows now. It's a total multimedia marketing company. I travel all over the place. We reach people all over the world. Like, this literally started with, okay, God, we're going to take the air in front of us you can't see and we're going to mold it. We're just going to mix it and turn it into something. And if I could tell you every single time God has saved my life, told me no and it was the right thing, pushed me to do something. I don't know how people live without God, because I don't know how you can do anything without realizing who gave you that soul to do it, who gave you
Right.
that drive to do it. And so it's hard because, full disclosure, being a single man in society today, what's really kind of hurts on my side is, I've always wanted to be a family man. And I find it very difficult and challenging that, when you're on a date or you're talking to somebody, that woman will sit across and say, you're attractive, you're funny, you got your business, they love all that stuff. And then when they say, do you have a faith in God? And you say yes, more than half of those women get up. And
Right.
and I've never understood that, but I think what that's done to me is it has made me so much more, I guess if I could say to anybody watching and listening, having something you want in life not happen and have people put you down because of your faith in God, you would think it would make some people stop believing so that they can get what they want. It's actually done the opposite, and it's made me let go of what I want to keep what I need. So
Right.
God is first. And I had somebody tell me years ago on Twitter, he said, Dan, I love your, I follow your show, but if you want more followers, you should take God out of your profile. And I said, I'd rather have nobody and leave him in. So he's never left. He won't leave. And Matthew, I know it's the first time you and I met, but I owe you a handshake and a hug, man, for asking that question, because normally I'm the one that's talking about God, and the fact that you gave me an opportunity to do that, I really appreciate that.
Thank you for opening up about that. I think, for me, I've always been a Catholic my entire life, but recently talking with family and talking with my brother, just trying to, increase my faith and learn more about it. And I think I'm just starting that journey, but I've been enjoying the journey, and I figured I'd ask someone that obviously cares about it so much that they put it on their social media. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this wholeheartedly: good, bad, or indifferent, up, down, or in between. If you have a positive moment, a negative moment, a questioning moment of anything to do with faith or, life in general, I want you to know that, I have no problem playing Big Brother. So you ever need anything about that, you let me know too.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So my last question for you is, I'll go off of what you said, what we were just talking about. If you're starting this journey on your own, you were raised Catholic, but now you're trying to have a personal relationship with God, which is exactly what I value so very much. How would you describe God in your life at this point?
Yeah, I think as I've been, you know, listening to different podcasts, reading different books, I've come to realize that, you know, he has given me everything that I have, and it's made me super grateful for, the family I have, the opportunities I have, and I understand that he has a path for me. So I think I'm loving the journey so far.
You always will, and in those hard times, hopefully you realize something I realized is in the adversity, you start to see him even more clearer than in some of the positive moments. You actually start to see him in the moments where maybe somebody wouldn't want you to see him. He starts to become even more, prevalent in those tough moments where I tell people all the time, when you throw me in the fire, I used to be scared. Now when you throw me in the fire, I laugh because I'm like, I'm going to come out of this thing bigger and you're not going to like it. So,
Yeah.
But Matthew, I mean, seriously, we started talking about lacrosse. We ended talking about faith. We put bagels in there. You reminded me of salt, pepper, ketchup, which I haven't heard in a long time. So this has been one of my favorite conversations. And I hope that you all get what you want and leave it all on the field this weekend and have an opportunity at a postseason. And I look forward to meeting you in person and continuing the conversation. But God bless you and the family, man. And thanks for being one of those people out there fighting the good fight.
Thank you, Dan. I had a lot of fun.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. That coming from Matthew Keegan here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We're going to take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back to wrap up today's show right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Thank you so much for being with us. And we have the ingredients to success right after this. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career, it's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, located for you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. They are open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays from 10 to 5, right off of Teal Ave, you'll find hockey, baseball, basketball, football, as well as soccer, all sport, AEW, UFC, while supplies last on site. You'll also find Pokemon and Disney Lorcana while supplies last. And I keep saying while supplies last because you never know how quickly they can run out of something. I remember I bought a box of 2024 Topps, and within, I think it was like maybe 48 hours, they were gone. There was a whole display of them. I bought one of the first boxes, if not the first box, and everything was gone within a couple days of the 2024 Topps coming out for baseball. So make sure you make your way over to GG Cards and Breaks. They have singles, graded cards, packs, and boxes. They have everything you need to protect your cards. They have the sleeves, the top loaders. They have things to help you with your booklets, things to help you, the one-touch cases as well, the thicker card top loaders for your jersey cards and whatnot. And, of course, they have the binders and the boxes and everything that you need. It truly is a wonderful place to get into the hobby and to continue your hobby. And above everything else, Josh and Anthony and the whole team, I appreciate them, I respect them, and I value them because they care about the hobby. They get involved in sports cards. They're always opening something, talking about something, learning about something. It's one thing to buy from people that sell stuff. It's another thing to buy from people that care about what they sell and care about the people that come in. And GG Cards and Breaks gave me something that I never thought I would have after I had it in my childhood. And so almost 30 years later, they gave me that feel of going into your local sports card shop and being a regular and being appreciated. And they just love to see a smile on your face. And they do the little things that end up being the big things. Head over to GG Cards and Breaks today, 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. With that being said, it is time for the Ingredients to Success. Ingredients to Success, proudly presented by the fantastic team at Avicolli's, 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, right on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road. And you will find them there within walking distance from Liverpool High School, and that is where we do our Liverpool Warriors broadcast. Liverpool High School coming with us to Avicolli's, student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year, telling the story of Liverpool, and we appreciate the Liverpool Warriors. We appreciate all the coaches, as well as the student athletes and administration, and all the families connected to this beautiful community in Liverpool. So much love to each and every single one of them, and we look forward to our next broadcast, which I'm very excited about. I know we're going to be featuring boys lacrosse, which we do every single year. We just had girls lacrosse on site, and we look forward to having the boys lacrosse team there at Avicolli's as well. This edition of the Ingredients to Success focuses on community consistency. Community consistency. Those are two big words. Community means togetherness. Community means we are one. Community is not a disbanded group, but it is a combined message, a combined love, a combined appreciation, a combined direction. Consistency is something that happens over and over and over again, something that you can rely on, something that you can know continues, something that is there today, tomorrow, and the next day. So there's a lot in this title of community consistency. And it's something that we need right now more than ever, because our community has been hurt, right? We just had a funeral over the weekend for Michael Jensen, and we had a funeral yesterday for Lieutenant Michael Husak. This community has been affected. It has been hurt. It's not something that we're used to, thank God, to see anyone in law enforcement lose their lives like this. But it's something that has happened. And it's something that we have to talk about. Now, it's not just this tragedy, but it's the way that we treat each other. It's the violence. It's the fact that the mall that I used to go to as a kid, which was Carousel, and now it's Destiny USA, people don't feel safe going to the mall anymore. Julie Boeheim, for goodness sakes, was held at gunpoint on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. There was a time where if you parked in a certain parking lot, there were kids that were going to that parking lot and randomly picking, I should say people, randomly picking cars and just slashing their tires. Just no rhyme or reason. Do you know who randomly does horrible acts for no reason? The Joker. A comic book character that we should never emulate in real life. Somebody who you're saying, they didn't even know whose car this was. They just picked a lot. They went, if there's cars that park in this lot on this day, we're going to do this thing. And it's frustrating. So our community has gone through random acts of hate, random acts of negativity, directed acts of hate, directed acts of negativity. Whatever it is or it isn't, it's not good. And our community consistency is apparent. We need to be consistently good, not occasionally great. We need to be a community, not a just band of, I'm with these people because they look like me, they talk like me, we have the same money, we have this. No. We need to be together. No discrimination. No hate. No, you make more than I do. No, you're this religion. You're this sexual orientation. You're this, you're this color. You're this, you're that, you're what. We need to be together. There shouldn't be anybody on this planet that doesn't support a good police officer. They protect your life. There shouldn't be anybody on this planet that doesn't hold a door for somebody that's walking into a building behind them. There shouldn't be a person on this planet that doesn't say thank you when a door is held for them. I was born and raised in this community. I love Syracuse with everything I got. The ingredients to success of being consistent, community consistency, is getting rid of prejudice, sexism, racism, discrimination, hate, negativity, grudges. It's respecting law enforcement respecting the people. It's respecting the fact that one life lost is too many. It's being good to the elderly. It's being good to children. It's being good to everybody in between. There should not be a person in this community or a person on this planet or any planet, for that matter, that cannot be nice to someone, kind to someone, respectful to someone. These challenges on TikTok are meant to break up the country. These challenges on social media are meant to disband people. You don't have a challenge of stealing a vehicle and actually do it. You don't have a challenge of punching a stranger in the face and do it. These things that people are asking you to do, and people are just doing them without consequences, without worry, because it's a challenge. It's a dare. Your morals and your values need to overcome your dare. You need to check yourself. So parents, you need to be there for your kids. Kids, you got to appreciate the people that are trying to help you. No matter what age you are, you have to have morals and values. Everything you put into this world has the opportunity of coming back to you. If you're a good person, you don't have to worry about what that means. If you're not a good person, you got to look over your shoulder for the rest of your life. And that's not a way to live. Community consistency is important. So how do we get there? Like I said, no discrimination, no hate. Opening doors, saying thank you, smiling at people, little things, tiny things. They cost you nothing. It costs you nothing to walk by somebody on the street and smile and say, hello. You don't have to stop and talk. You can keep going. Just, hello. Open a door. Ask somebody if they need help when they're struggling. Remind people that there is goodness in this world. Remind people that there is kindness in this world. Remind people that there is empathy in this world. Remind people that there is chivalry in this world. If we want to change the world for the better, it is a bunch of people doing simple acts every single day. That's how you bring a community together, and that's how you become consistently good and not occasionally great. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, I appreciate you so very much, and I thank Avicolli's for all that they do on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York. Visit them Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. Of course, drink responsibly. And you can also go to myavicollis.com to order, and you can call 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And if you do drink in their elegant and awesome bar, of course, it's for those of age and always to drink responsibly. God bless you all. Please get home safe. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, youtube.com, facebook.com, and both /wakeupcalldt. And on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. So make sure that you get over to any one of those Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. Search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT, and visit our incredible partners in Central and Upstate New York. Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, GG Cards and Breaks, Avicolli's, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Campground Dog Boarding, Pizza Man, Great Lakes Honda City, and Mother's Cupboard. And of course, we are proud to be the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins, Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse Bobcats, and the Binghamton University Bearcats. You can find them all by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can find them on wakeupcalldt.com. With that being said, thanks to Kardiear Shepherd, as well as thanks to our wonderful guests from Binghamton University, and I want to give them a shout out. So Emma Bllosmi, as well as Gabriella Meli, and of course Matthew Keegan. The Ingredients to Success brought to you by Avicolli's. Have a phenomenal day. God bless. No stress. Do your best. We'll see you tonight at Pizza Man.